Alright, Cathy, I just wanted to tell you again, thank you so much for inspiring me, and I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, what the heck is she talking about? She said that at the show already. But no, you've inspired me in more ways than one. Yes, when I was 4, I did see you on Jack's Big Music Show, and think you were freaking awesome. Yes, that same year, I got a little toy electric guitar for Christmas, and looked at my mom and said, I'm just like Cathy. I don't know why I just remembered that, but no, there's a whole other story to this. In 2021, I had subscribed to your YouTube channel, and at one point I checked my notifications and saw that there was a video uploaded like 3 days before I checked it, and it was your high school Hall of Fame induction. When I heard the speech you made, something finally clicked. I remembered something that I had been trying to remember for 3 years. And it's that at one point I didn't want to be here. Please do not think that is a bad thing that I remembered that because of your video. It's not. It really isn't. It was freaking driving me crazy that I couldn't think of... I knew something happened. I knew my brain was kind of trying to push something out of the way and not make me remember it, but I knew I needed to remember this because it was driving me nuts. My dad has something called Huntington's disease. He has ALS, MS, dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's all in one disease. The best way to put it is that disease is a monster. I have a 50% chance of inheriting it. We are praying I don't have it. I haven't gotten tested for it because honestly I'm terrified to hear the answer, and also very curious. He is not living at home anymore. He's in an assisted living. His memory's not doing great, but like he still remembers I'm his daughter. He remembers my name, but sometimes he gets confused about who he was talking to. Like he'll tell me that he was talking to his daughter when he meant to say he was talking to his sister. 2018, my dad had a heart attack. I was a sophomore in high school. He ended up having really bad anxiety. Come to find out he was sleep deprived, but we didn't know he was sleep deprived for almost 2 months. He was driving my mom nuts with his anxiety. Like, it was crazy. They would argue, and during one of their many arguments, screaming matches, whatever you want to call it, well, they sounded like screaming matches to me because, you know, everything's loud to me. I looked at my mom and dad and I said, you know, I don't need this right now. I had a voice surgery coming up, and I said, you know, I don't need all this stress. I'm gonna be like going under anesthesia. I don't need all this crap. And I was just so frustrated. And then finally, like, they stopped, and in my head I thought, wait a minute, that surgery could be the escape. I gotta get out of here. And I remember thinking, if they screw this up, and I don't wake up from this surgery, that I would be okay with it because I was so sick of their arguing. I was sick of the anxiety that I was having because of their arguing. The whole situation was a mess. And I knew with the disease my dad had, it was gonna get worse. They brought me back to the room for the surgery. I had they already gave me like the relaxing, I called it the loopy meds because I was so out of it. And I was like laughing, I thought everything was hysterical. And then as they put me under the anesthesia, I remember thinking, this is it. So as I was going to sleep, it just didn't feel natural because, you know, you don't have control over what you're doing. I thought that I was gonna die, and I was okay with it. I remember thinking, okay, whatever happens, I'm good. They'll never know that I was hoping for this, but I'm okay with that. And then I thought of my little cousin. He's 11 now, but he was 4 at the time, and I thought, oh my God, what the heck am I doing? I gotta get out of this surgery. I can't leave him. He doesn't know this, but he saved my life. I remember thinking, I gotta get out of this surgery. I gotta run. But by that point, it was too late. I couldn't move. So I just kind of went to sleep, and I woke up crying hysterically. To this day, I don't know. Was I still mad that I woke up, or was I scared because I just felt weird. I didn't know. They didn't know. I didn't spill the beans that I wanted to die in surgery. The fact that I had those feelings had disappeared. I forgot all about it. My dad had actually attempted to take his own life. That's how we eventually found out he was sleep deprived. Even when he had attempted to do that, those thoughts never came back. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't want to admit it to myself that I hadn't wanted to live through that surgery. But I knew, like you, I had this dream. I wanted to do music. I wanted to do comedy. I wanted to do whatever. And it wasn't until I saw the speech that you made. When I heard your speech, I thought, if she can talk about it, why the heck can't I? So I got all the details in my head. When I had all those details, I told my older cousin, and I said to her, when I tell my mom, can you please be there? She said, yeah. She was there. I told my mom, I told my grandmother, never told my dad because I don't want him to freak out. I am so glad that I didn't pass away and that they didn't screw up. And that I'm still here because, hey, if I did, I wouldn't have met you. Wouldn't have gotten to see the best freaking band ever, Jefferson Starship. And I am so glad, like I said, it was thanks to your speech that I'm finally talking about this stuff and that I was able to remember all of it because I knew it was driving me nuts for 3 years. I knew I was missing something big, that something big had happened and that my brain was just pushing it to the side. So thank you so much, Cathy. You have no idea how much that speech helped and how much it inspired me, and now like I said, I'm doing good. I've got the guide dog school coming up. Thank you so much for everything. And hey, the same goes for you too. You know, after I get the dog, I'm hoping to start performing and doing some open mic nights and whatever. So if you're ever around here, let me know. I'll keep an eye out for you. And yeah, see you later. Bye.